Libra, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late April, moving into early May 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Libra collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here, my guide. Spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these Libras here? In late April and moving into early May. Seasons have changed. Lots of strong energy around the collective, so I can't wait to see what we got for you this week. But yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. Let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Libra in late April, early May. What do we got this week for my good friends here, please? Guides and spirit team. Okay, quick. All right, so for a lot of you, this is a very fun, lighthearted type of energy, which could be really good. There's a strong message that could be said whenever this card shows up, and it is surrounding having a good time. Okay, and that could go in a lot of different ways, whether you need to cut loose a little bit and enjoy yourself. Maybe you're doing that a little too much. No judgment here. We'll dive into that deeper. Before we do, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the April subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. We have this card that completely revolves and orbits around the topic of fun and cutting loose. Now, I often say that this shows up for a sign when a lot of the people within that sign are all work, 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 no play, okay? Or very serious. You might be going through serious things, or maybe in recent times, just very stern, very serious. And I know Libra energy is ruled by Venus, and it likes to enjoy itself. So this energy is connecting to that in one form or another. Now, this card can also show up when somebody might be enjoying themselves a little too much. Like I said, no judgment here. Spirit could just be asking you to bring that balance in, which I know Libras are all about. There needs to be a good balance between work and play. Now, for some of you, when this card shows up, maybe you're just in a point right now where you're just having a good time. It feels very lighthearted to me, which I would say is a pretty good place to be. If you are in a happy place, if you feel like you're having fun, or there is something that brings fun into your life, that's a great thing. Let's get into tarot. Yeah, we're going to get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. And I always say this first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. You might want to just cut loose. Everyone's definition of fun is a little different, right? Shuffle it up one time, see what we have for you this week, Libra. What do we got, my guides? And while we shuffle up, let's talk about last week's reading. It was good. Talk about having fun. The reading last week was titled An Unexpected Win. So if you didn't have a win or victory of some kind, that could still bleed over for the coming weeks. I was getting a nice blast of energy moving towards the Libra collective. So we're going to hope it stays like that. But you know how energy is. It's very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get it going. 3 cards for Libra, please, my guides and spirit team. What's happening in late April, early May? Quick. The card popped up. Super quick, yeah. Action, communication, talking, something picking up a lot of steam when we have the 8 of Wands in position number 1. Okay. Let's just slide it right over here underneath the amethyst. It could chill out there. Let's get 2 more. There we go. Quick, quick, quick. 7 of Wands, lots of fire energy, more fire than I'm used to seeing in a Libra reading. Let's get another. Doesn't have to be a bad thing, right? You know, you're an air sign, fire and air, that goes together. It works. Okay, we do have the Knight of Pentacles. Now, some of you, I'm feeling a little bit of an internal tug of war with this energy already, Libra. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into the juicy, intuitive stuff. And I'm already feeling intuitive stuff. But at first glance, I look down here. There's a big elemental difference happening with all this fire here in the front end. The fiery wand, action-oriented. Then we have this planted earth grounding it down. So the way this looks and feels to me specifically, it's a lot of you could be considering something in this time. It's like, all right, well, should I take action towards this or should I stop it? Should I speed things up or should I slow them down? I feel like for a big portion of Libras, there might be some sort of internal monologue of what you should give your energy to and what you shouldn't. And it's just a lot of consideration. Watch for overthinking in this time, because I'm already picking that up as well, like overanalyzing, overthinking. Let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out, because it's an odd mixture of action and stop. It's like stop, go, stop, go, stop, go. But we'll see how it all plays out as we move through. One by one, though, position number 1, we have the 8 of Wands. Now, this card really revolves around communication, okay? So when I see this, I often say this could be speaking about a talk, conversation, a message, a letter, an email, however it fits. This could be some sort of communication of importance or a communication coming towards you. This is also a card of action, someone making moves. Like, so if someone is in Knight of Pentacles mode, this 8 of Wands is like, boom, I'm doing it. I'm making something happen. Very fiery. Now, I always say with fire energy, it could be really, really positive for getting things moving, lots of passion, lots of desire, but at the same time, it could be a little unpredictable. When we have fire energy, it could be a little explosive, specifically this 8 of Wands, because it just moves so quick. Okay, so that's why I'm getting this vibe. Like, on the 8 of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles are complete opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to speed and moving things forward. So we'll see how this all plays out. Now, I always like to mention the good and the challenge of every card. I kind of already spoke about the unpredictability and the fiery energy that this card brings into play, which doesn't always have to be a bad thing. And once again, for some of you, it could just be a communication coming in of importance. So we'll see how that all plays out as we move through the reading. Now, moving to the center, we have the 7 of Wands. This is another card that gets a little bit misunderstood. Now, in its positive sense, this is a card that represents determination, forward movement. You see this person, it's like they're up on a wall, they're fighting against people with other sticks. So when I see it, I can think of problems, I could think of situations and issues that someone's fighting against or going through. This can also sometimes represent somebody with a little bit of cabin fever, or someone feeling like their hands are tied, or feeling like they're trapped in a corner. So there might be certain situations or things you're going through where it's like, okay, well, what can I really do here? Or like, what are my options? Because this card could make us feel like there's not many options. The thing I do like about this, though, it is determined to get through anything. Like, this is telling us, like, all right, well, it doesn't matter what's lined up in front of us, we will get through it. We'll get through these problems and situations. It's a very good card for determination, and I do like it. It's just saying, like, and it can also show up sometimes when Spirit's putting a lot of tests in our life. So that's something we're really going to want to keep watch of as we go through. Now, I'm already telling you the intuitive feelings I'm picking up here, like with this person in the middle. It's like, it's a card of conflict, and it's like, do I do this or do I stop? Do I do this or do I stop? And I think you'll get the point now, especially when we get to this Knight of Pentacles. Now, this could be an earth sign that you're connected to. In that case, it's not a rough thing. When we see pentacles, we think of money, monetary situations, business, work, anything in that realm and place. And this is good. Now, I do always say that all Knights are action-oriented, but this is the slowest of them all. It's moving at a snail's pace, it's moving at a crawl, if it's even moving at all. The one thing in common, or the two things in common, is that the 8 of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles are both action, but one is much faster than the other. They also represent messages and communication. So it's like two different communication styles here. So when I see this alignment together in this time, it's very important for clear communication between you and somebody else, because this could be showing us different communication styles and issues cropping up because of it. So possible misunderstandings. We'll see. I want to dive deeper on all of it, though, Libra. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, get a good shuffle here. What do we got for the lovely Libras, please? Guides and Spirit team. And yes, my friends, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that 8 of Wands. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Libra, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, 8 of Wands time. Let's see what's up. I already told you, watch out for any misunderstandings in this time. There's something around communication showing up here in a really strong way. Why is that 8 of Wands here? Thank you. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, this is a shakeup. And to me, this just feels like someone that comes on very, very strong. Okay? And I don't necessarily feel like it's bad intentioned or anything like that. This just feels like a very powerful personality, or just somebody that, you know, like they just come out with it. It's somebody that might lack a little tactic. or tact, if that makes sense. We have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse underneath this Eight of Wands. I'm getting several different things. One, this could be somebody that really wants to change the status quo of something or change a situation where it's like, okay, well, let's move this forward. Let's make it happen. Let's go. It just feels very forceful, forceful, forceful. Once again, though, with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse underneath this Eight of Wands, I gave you that fiery, explosive communication style. There could be someone coming towards you really quick here with this Nine of Pentacles uprooted in reverse underneath this Eight of Wands. So just know there could be someone moving towards you very quickly, very forcefully, at least energetically here. So keep that in mind. But I do feel for a big portion of you, this could be an explosive talk of some kind or message. Okay. Could it be you? I mean, listen, I know tons of Libras. I talk about it every week. Normally, Libra and their communication style is very much on point, very tactful. Libras are good listeners, and it's very easy, at least for me, to communicate with Libras. But when I see this energy in the front end, some of you might be a little more amped up than normal or a little more aggressive if you're not dealing with somebody that is. So let's keep moving. Once again, watch out for conversations that are just going to go really quick, hot and heavy type of energy. Let's keep going, though. We'll get more detail on this as it goes along. And another thing I want to point out before we pull the next clarifier, it's all fire, all earth so far. And these are very much competing energies, okay? Totally different. But let's see what that Seven of Wands has for us. Let's see what that is. Why is that Seven of Wands here? Thank you. I mean, more fire. Yeah, this fiery energy may win out. Okay, that's one thing I will say here. So the Ace of Wands, as with all aces, they represent opportunities, they represent offers. This is somebody's internal combustion. And if you were thinking you were going to be able to change someone in their ways, this says like, yeah, no, like this person is kind of set in their ways, especially if they're a bit of a firecracker, a little bit of a live wire. That's something that you need to just keep in your mind, but there is a lot of fiery intensity here. Another thing I'm picking up here, Libra, you might be called to be a mediator in this time, which once again, that's a very big Libra thing. Some Libras, they're just doing their own thing. There could be a chance for you to get pulled in to give your perspective on a situation that you might not even be involved in. So there's something around mediation here too. Okay, we're like, all right, well, I'm trying to see this from both sides. I'm trying to see from that person's side and that person's side. There's just a lot of consideration happening here. So take that for what it's worth. But this Ace of Wands underneath the Seven of Wands, I do feel this fiery energy, like even picking up more steam. So for some of you, that could be good, right? It depends on the situation. If you've been waiting to hear from someone or talk with someone, this tells me that things are going to move forward. Okay, you're going to move something forward. There's going to be like big leaps and gains happening, because when we're talking about physical world action, these are the elements that we want to see, right? When we're talking in tarot, cups and swords represent the internal world. Wands and pentacles represent the external. So there's a lot of action. There's a lot of change possible and things moving forward. Let's keep going over to that Knight of Pentacles. Wow. I mean, I will say, once again, though, if you've been waiting to hear from something or someone, it could be coming in quick. Let's see what's up. Something about being a mediator. So once again, for a big portion of you, like these competing energies, they might not even be yours. It's kind of like you bringing a fresh perspective. Let's keep going. Let's see what's up. For some of you, if you are going through a problem or a situation, like your perspective might be necessary to bring a fresh perspective. Let's see. Quick. Ten of Wands in reverse. Okay. Yeah, trying to let something calm down a little bit. This is good. Like, all right, well, let's put a pin in this type of energy here, Libra. So I will say this, if you are having an explosive talk or like somebody's coming at you hot and heavy, probably the best route to go would be to say, hey, let's pick this up another time. Like, that's what this energy on the back end is telling me with the Knight of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands in reverse. It's like, okay, we need to let things settle down. We need to let things calm down a little bit. Once again, though, the fire's kind of winning out here. I can say, with all this mediation, all this competing energy that I'm seeing within your spread this week, there's a lot of mental consideration going into something where it's like, okay, I really need to think this through. Do I move it forward? Do I pull it back? It's like giving me this energy strong. Now, when I see the Ten of Wands in reverse, this could be a really good card. In the upright, it could be burdensome. It could be very heavy. This could represent somebody who, yeah, I mean, we already did pick up little hints of problems and tough situations happening or serious situations going on. But In the upright, it could also be determined. So when I see it in reverse underneath a slow moving card like the Knight of Pentacles, to me it's like, all right, well, this conversation, it's not all going to get resolved in one session. Like, to me, it's more like, all right, well, let's put a pin in this and we'll pick this back up. Like, it's just giving me that energy too. So if these energies do come to fruition for you, and this reading is resonating for you, when I see this energy on the back end, it's like, all right, well, don't feel like you have to solve it all at once. It's okay to put a pin in it for whatever it's worth. I will say that the energy will calm down though. But with all the fire and earth, like, there is going to be some big things changing in various situations. Let's go through and do a quick recap, and then we'll get into the shadow card. I would have to say, Libra, your reading this week is probably one of the more intriguing ones I've done so far. But position number one, we have the Eight of Wands with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Someone's coming in hot and heavy. So like I said, either this is someone that wants to change something, change the status quo, or they're just moving towards you energetically very, very quickly. If you've been waiting to hear back from someone or waiting to talk to somebody, it's coming in, boom, explosively, really hot. Moving to the center, we have the Seven of Wands with the Ace of Wands. Yeah, there's just a lot of fiery unpredictability in whatever this situation is. I also got the big vibes of somebody playing mediator. So if that's not you playing mediator, if you're having some sort of disagreement, it's good to call in some reinforcements for a fresh perspective. On to the back end, we have the Knight of Pentacles with the Ten of Wands in reverse. It's okay to kick the can down the road a little bit. Now, listen, I'm an Aries. I love to handle things quickly, personally. Like, if there's a problem, I'm kind of like this energy in the front end. I like to solve it, fix it, do it. Here on the back end, it's like, okay, well, let's put a pin in this, and we'll pick this back up another time. So take from that what you will. Once again, there's a lot of communication happening here, lots of energy at play. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into that further, my friends. Let's see what's in the shadows for you. Lots of things shifting and changing. Like, do I progress it? Do I stop it? It's like all over the place. But let's see what's in the shadows here for Libra. And yes, my friends, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see just yet. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, though. They could be a very good thing too. So let's get you one. And yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love and appreciation for all my members. I really do. Okay, let's get you one. What do we got here for Libra? Quick. Okay. So we do have the Six of Cups. This is a card of soul ties, but at the same time, it's a card of the past, a card of memories. So when I see this as a shadow card, yeah, so for some people, it could represent suppressed or repressed memories that could come up in this time. So keep that in mind, Libra. Maybe there's certain things from the past that you're still working through and dealing with that could come to the surface. But a main thing I'm picking up here, whatever situations you're going through, you've probably gone through something similar. That's what this is telling me as a shadow card. So it's like you already know how you need to handle this. You already know how it should be handled because you've handled similar things before. That's kind of the energy that this is giving me. If that's not the case for a lot of Libras, when the Six of Cups shows up in the shadows, you might just be taking a lot of walks down memory lane in this time. Okay, doing a lot of reminiscing. Doesn't feel too rough to me, but we're just going to put that down there, Libra. That's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the April subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you could check out my digital calendar and schedule at mastermetaphysics.com. And if you got your name in for the March subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced on April 1st. But for the April subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Tarot in Wonderland. It's one of my favorite decks. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, if you had to switch your zodiac sign, which sign would you choose to be out of the whole 12? So if you do that, you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love. And I'll see you soon.